Am I the only one that think this is kind of strange? Skin acquired for beating it on Nightmare. Nice. Nice. Well, okay, I guess I'll share my thoughts on it if I have to think about it. Well, I guess it goes without saying first before I share my thoughts on it that I didn't buy this game technically. It wasn't gifted to me either. So I received it because I upgraded my computer like before this game came out. Or maybe during it. I don't really remember. But they had the promotion going on that if you got a certain graphics card, this game would come with it. I think it ran for like 2 weeks. So I was going to upgrade my graphics card anyway. So I was like, okay, well, why not? And nice enough they give you like the most expensive version of it that has everything. So save money technically that way, which was kind of nice. I say that because I think that makes it to where I don't have the buyer's attachment to it, I guess. You know, like when you buy something, you might care about something more. I don't really have that. As I kind of technically never bought it. That being considered, I think it's also important to address that I personally like that 2016, Eternal, and Dark Ages all try to do something new. And they don't just do the same thing with like a 5% difference the next game. Because, I mean, at that point, you're just buying a remake. So I actually like that they're very different from each other. I think that adds more value to each game. There's stuff that this game does that's different from Eternal, like removing the dashes and adding more, parries, which is very different for the series. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's a little wonky and it takes time to get used to, especially in the beginning. It's very different, but once you get used to it, I think it's fine. Sometimes it does kind of feel like, it's like, damn, where am I taking damage from sometimes? But I think that happens in all the games, really. That said, I like the parry mechanic. I like the melee stuff. I got no problems. I like the upgrade tree and the challenges and all that stuff. I think that's fine. I think it looks nice. This game has force ray tracing on it, which kind of sucks because, well, it doesn't suck in practice because I think playing it doesn't really feel like it hampers the game, I would say. But like, while playing it, like ID Software they're pretty well known for making really good games technically, and I think this is no different. So the force ray tracing that's been happening, I think this is the second game or third game that's done that. Probably one of the better developers to have implement that, really, because I don't think it really slows the game down in any way. So, which is nice. I couldn't tell you a ray tracing thing versus a non in practice, like as I'm playing. So it plays well. I think from what I remember, though, I remember before the game came out or in the reviewer phase, people were saying that the graphic presets in the game, I don't even know where they are. They're here somewhere. But the graphic presets like barely changed the performance of the game. That's kind of a shame because that kind of hurts people who are on lower end models of graphics cards. Like Wilds has the same problem where there's like virtually no difference between the lower two options. So that's a bit unfortunate, but as a game, it doesn't really matter. I think right now the only negative thing that I can remotely even say is that I do feel like some of the levels kind of drag a little bit. Mainly, it didn't feel that way until I got to, I'm just going to call them the Cthulhu levels. I felt like they dragged on a bit, mainly because you were just having the same objective over like 3 or 4 levels long. Yeah, it starts here, this one, and this one. And your objective it doesn't really change for each level, and it kind of feels like you're just doing stuff to do stuff, really, to the point that it's like, why are we even doing this? Like all the other levels, you have like some sense of agency, like something's going on and you need to solve it. Slayer, we need your help. Please help us do this. Slayer, shit, this is going on. Fuck, I need you to fuck this up over here. That kind of gets thrown out of in these levels, and you're kind of just like, save the girl. You finish the level. The next mission is exactly the same. Save the girl. Same thing. Save the girl. And then eventually in Belly of the Beast, that comes to an end. But it feels like it kind of drags, I'd say. And everything else, I don't really feel like it does. I feel like they have a solid purpose, but I do feel like these 4 levels Dan said it better than me. Hate to say it, but it does kind of feel like it's a bit filler. even though it doesn't even need it. Because if you would remove, like, say 2 of them, and you brought the campaign to 20 chapters instead of 22, it's still kind of long ass game for a single player. I mean, I'm sitting over here 30 hours, probably longer than that once I close the application. For like a single player storyline game, no multiplayer, that's on the longer side, I would say. So, kind of feel like they don't have a solid purpose on these. That's about the only thing I would remotely even say that I think is bad, or I didn't like, really. Everything else I thought was pretty cool. I thought the presentation was cool. I like the robot sections. I mean, obviously I'm biased because you just beat the living shit out of them with your hand and, giant stuff. I like Godzilla and all that stuff. So, I mean, I thought that stuff was pretty sick. The dragon segments, I think I don't like them as much as the robot segments, but I don't dislike them. I think it's a nice breakup of the gameplay you do. I definitely can see, though, if someone were to tell me that they don't like this game, I definitely can see it, because I think this is much more of a change from Eternal than Eternal was from 2016. So if someone were to say like they don't like it, I could kind of understand. I can get it. They are asking you to play the game in a very different way from the last two. I would say more so than Eternal was asking you from 2016, but I think it was nice. I look forward to see what they're gonna do in the DLC. I'm looking forward to see how they, particularly all the events that are going to lead up to 2016, because there's some checklist things they have to do. And I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go on. Also, I'm kind of curious, now that the bad guy's dead, what's going to be the next conflict? Because the person who we come to find out who's the mastermind behind what's all going on here, or a mastermind that we're aware of, in the DLC in Eternal, he should very much be alive. And we already know that he's already manipulated things without the game even telling us if you've played Eternal. Because Slayer doesn't get juiced up without his help. We don't see Slayer get juiced up. He's already juiced up in this game. But the mastermind behind all this, who's pulling strings, he orchestrates Slayer getting juiced up. So I wonder if they're gonna like do breadcrumbs for him in the DLC. What's gonna happen? I wonder where it's gonna go. I mean, it has to end with the pyramid dropping on him, or something like that. He has to get his new suit, and then I guess hundreds of years have to pass, because this is supposed to be like a long time ago, I guess. So quite curious to see how the DLC is gonna be. And then what new things they're gonna implement. But I think it's a pretty fun game. I thought it was pretty fun. I didn't even realize until like day 3 or day 2 that it doesn't have multiplayer. 2016 and Eternal had multiplayer. This one does not. I didn't even realize that. So I wonder what its staying power is going to be. Because I remember when Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, came out in 2017. It was already discounted like a month later. So I'm kind of curious, but I thought it was pretty good. I would recommend this to people. I had fun. Dang, I got 27 of 28 achievements. What's the last one? Oh shit, complete mastery of all the weapons. Son of a, I would have got them all. Fuck. I forgot to talk about the music in Dark Ages. The music, I want to be fair to it, because if we come over here to Steam and we go to the Dark Ages and we go to the first update notes here, the first couple of days, I would say I would be complaining about the music. And Gray One in chat was sharing the idea that the music was like the same, like it was like basically the same level as like your shots and stuff. And yeah, I didn't really think much of it, but I was just of the mindset. I was like, I'm not really feeling this music as the other two. It's not bad, but it's not Doom 2016. It's not Eternal. Well, when the Neo 3 demo came out after the state of play, and I, took the days to play that, they had an update. And it reads, adjust audio mix so music and sound effects are more balanced at default levels. And ever since we played with this after this update, it was way better. Like way better. And it makes me wonder, like, was the music good in the beginning, but I just simply just couldn't hear it or something. Like, it has me wondering because yeah, like you can definitely tell the difference in style between like Eternal, but it has me questioning, like, was I simply just not hearing it? Because the after the update, it was just better. It actually was like, oh, okay, this is great. That's kind of, and I said, like, that's kind of unfortunate, like them as I said, like, them as a studio, they have to be aware that the music, at least from like Doom 2016 and onwards, because I never really played Doom prior. I played a Doom game and I couldn't even tell you which one it was, but I mean they're aware that the music is a big part of the experience. So it's kind of strange to me that they would launch the game and the music is not like to where they would want it to be, that they'd have to go and change it. So makes me wonder what happened. I mean, because it's definitely improved for the better. That was definitely unfortunate.
So dance, while I put